For some of us, there comes a point in our lives where we wake up, look around, and realize we don't like our career and we want something different. Now, there's a difference between liking your profession but hating the place you work, because you can always change companies. It's a whole nother thing if you don't like your line of work. Let's say you're a construction worker who's realized their lifelong dream is to open a bakery. While you don't hate construction, you feel stuck and you desire more for your life. Now that's a difficult transition. Hi, I'm Eleanor, your friendly neighborhood life coach, and today I'm gonna give you 4 reasons why you should make that change now. It won't get better, and you'll get bitter. I hate to break it to you, but if you aren't the least bit inspired by your job and you feel stuck, that won't change with time. Now, you could reframe your situation and say, I'm grateful for my job, it's okay and it pays the bills. And this reframing might help some people. It might be all they need, in fact. After all, it's always beneficial to look at your situation from a place of gratitude. But 2 things can coexist, right? You can be grateful for your job and still feel discontent. You know, that feeling in the pit of your stomach that says, this can't be all life has to offer. No one knows you better than you. And if you're the type of person who knows that settling would eat you alive, then stopping at this reframing would be a disservice to yourself. Think about some of the people you know who are bitter and resentful. Most of the time, it's because they settled in some area of their life and now they regret it. And once that bitterness seeps in, it's really hard to root out. So rip the bandage off now and make the change, because the regret of not doing it sooner is greater than the sting of a failed attempt. At least you believed in yourself enough to give it your all as opposed to settling, because settling is the place where dreams go to die. Now, that doesn't mean quit your job tomorrow without any plan. Absolutely not. No, devise a plan, get support, and execute. It might be a 6-month plan, it might be a 6-year plan. Either way, time is of the essence. It's gonna keep going, so you might as well get started. Now, unless you're lucky enough to have a trust fund, you're gonna have to work the rest of your life. And I used to have this vision that I was gonna win the lottery and buy an island and never be seen again. But so far that hasn't happened. And in my mid-20s, I realized that I was really gonna be working for a long time, so I needed to make sure I was doing something I enjoyed. But I was afraid to switch careers because I thought that would mean I would start over and I maybe wouldn't make as much and it would be a difficult transition. But the further I got along in my career, the more frustrated I became. I enjoyed my work, but it didn't make me come alive the way the thought of running my own business did. So I devised a plan and built my own business while working full-time. I mean, I was working 6, sometimes 7 days a week, often 16-hour days just to make it happen. And I was exhausted, but I was more afraid of the regret than the failure. Now, as an entrepreneur, I work more hours than I did working for someone else. So I'm not gonna say it's easy. I'm not gonna say it doesn't feel like work. But I have more of a drive to complete my work, and I have more of a satisfaction because 1, I'm doing it for myself, and 2, I really feel called to do it. So maybe your first step is similar. Maybe you start with researching potential opportunities or turning your hobby into a side hustle. The key, just start, so you can build momentum and confidence, and who knows what you'll discover about yourself in the process. Maybe you'll realize that it was your calling. You see, God has gifted each one of us a unique set of skills that we're supposed to use to be of service to our community. So if despite your best efforts to feel content, you still feel dissatisfied, maybe that's your intuition, and it's telling you something needs to change. I believe your intuition is God speaking to you and through you. And every time in my life that I've made a career change, it started out as a gut feeling that I was brave enough to explore. It's always paid off, but the key is to remember that it might not look exactly how you imagined in your head. God has a plan for you, and part of you fulfilling your purpose on this earth is listening to your intuition and believing that you make good decisions. Having faith in your abilities allows you to take chances you might not otherwise take. Listening to your gut, it can be tough because society has taught us to value security. And it's especially tough if you have a family that's relying on you. However, if this global pandemic has taught us anything, it's that security is an illusion. You can do everything right and still lose your job. You can do everything right and still have somebody treat you poorly. So much of the world is out of our control. But you know what is in your control? How you decide to spend your time here on earth. Whether you decide to take a chance on yourself or play it safe. The choice is yours, and that's the beauty of free will. As someone who quit a comfortable full-time job to start a business, I can tell you it's not for the faint of heart. But comfort, it's a dream killer. Life ain't easy and it sure ain't fair. None of us are exempt from pain, frustration, and the challenges that life brings. But even with all of these things, I'm still a proponent of you betting on yourself. And if you feel in your heart that you might want to explore another job or change careers, honor yourself by exploring that desire further, because you deserve to live a fulfilling life. And don't you want your children to pursue their calling and live a fulfilling life? Well, you can help them get that message if you lead by example and show them what it means to never settle. And what about you? What about the resentment you'd feel? The resentment that you could possibly place on others, people that you love. Life is hard regardless, so you might as well bet on yourself. Here's a quick recap of today's video. I hope you found this content helpful. Please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Help spread this message, because there are people just like you who are out here trying to figure it out and work on their next move. Until next time, be well.